So, recapping, or rather going through, or snapshot, or somewhat, which is some of my own thoughts. I actually recorded a 30-minute session on Ram Janmabhoomi, as and I really wanted to get out and deliver that my thoughts uh, sooner than better, because if I do it, I have done it. I recorded it already, but unfortunately, with this, I just have so many problems with posting of these video messages on the blog. So I'm trying this one more message where I'm not involving my cell phone anymore. I'm just doing it from my laptop, and I'm not going to make it very long, because I want to make sure that uh, even this is working or not. But let's start with I have never expressed my opinion about Ram Janmabhoomi as it is known, but let's start right now. That it is I understand that it is one the first case was registered or lodged or petitioned uh, 134 years back. Now, if that is the if that is the fact, because I don't know whether it is true or not, because this is coming from Indian government, Indian media, and my 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 opinion is that the media is completely taken over by the Phaku government in India, and probably no news uh, which impact or make disadvantage to Phaku and his thugs. Those news are not allowed to be published. Ram Janmabhoomi, if it is a 134-year-old case, then consider 70 years of those 134 years as post independence, and consider another 75 years of the British rule. The case was, if it is 134-year, then the case was registered under the British rule, under the British judicial system, under the British justice system, for which the old people cannot stop uh, saying how good the British were, how good the justice system was, and all that bullshit and crap. But first, I it is a big discredit for the British judicial system that if they could not resolve this simple case, not simple case, I would not say simple, but this case in 75 years, and then, of course, the independence happened, and I can say that such a sensitive issue will not be taken, at least for the first 25 years of the independent India, until because the country had a lot to settle. But in the end, 134 years is a very long period for a legal case to continue without resolve, without hearing, and it really British government, Congress government, and the BJP government of Bajpayee and some other miscellaneous governments, they should all feel ashamed, shameful that they continue to take the advantage of this issue to garner the votes. I'm pretty sure that Mrs. Indira Gandhi had never used Ram Janmabhoomi to garner votes. But when I say this, I refer to who Feku had used this in 2014 for a vote bank of Hindu votes. But uh, if a suitable justice is served this time, because again, I'm saying suitable justice because suitable justice is two things: the FECU government and the majority Hindu community. Uh, for them, the only outcome which is suitable is that the court, uh, take the throw the petition of the Muslim board out and consider this as place of Ram birth, and the construction of the mosque in that whenever it happened illegal, and a removal and the destruction of mosque in 1992 as a legal instrument approved, and the court orders uh, the construction of Ram temple at this location. If that happens, then that's the suitable justice for the majority of the Hindu community. Uh, the judges, this Gogoi and all the bastards are most probably they are all sold. The Pheku government has actually given no power, left no power, independence in any of the government institution. In fact, there will be no government institution probably within next 10 years. That even the army will be owned by Ambani. So uh, if the judge give a fair judgment, and again, in my personal opinion, completely out of emotions, completely dislocated with the religion. I am also a Hindu. I'm a practicing Hindu. I respect my religion, but the judge, the the power, the judges, the justice is different, and religion, practicing religion is different. So, in my own personal opinion, uh, I have two or three points that I need to make without before telling my opinion. My first point is that Ram was the eldest son of Dasarath, and Dasarath was the king. Raghukul ke Raja the wo. He was the king in Ayodhya, and his palace. Ram must have been born in a palace. I am pretty sure that uh, the place where Ram was born, must be a palace, and so also Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. All these people, all these brothers must be born in the same palace, or unless Dasarath was changing palaces, then, or he was changing homes, buying new house, and so if that is the case, so I am really, I'm really concerned that it is not Ram Janmabhoomi. It is Lakshman Janmabhoomi also. It could be Bharat and Shatrughan, and uh, it is not possible that this 2.77 acre uh, was the size of Dasarath's palace. Uh, putting and my second point is that the Mughals, the Muslims invaded India. The Mughals invaded in India 400 probably years back, 500 years back, and they, especially Babur and Aurangzeb and Humayun, they were merciless. They were ruthless in destroying the Indian temples, and the only the only positive thing I would say is not positive. I do not know. I don't want to put a spin there, but it looks like the only good thing that they did was they did not massacre the entire Hindu population and only leave the Muslims and the converted Hindus who choose to be converted. So they so point blank, this mosque was not there 500 years before. The Muslims were not in India 500 years or more before. So the only question is whether to whether the temple, whether the Ram was really born at this place, and second, is there any archaeological proof of Ram's birth? The Hindu petitioner have, or any archaeological evidence of that Ram was born here on a date, and you know what, which year, something like that. The Muslims have, the board has, I think, some archaeological evidence, and so going to these couple of points, to me it looks like, uh, however bad it is, but the judgment should go in favor of the Muslim board. Now, another spin, another game, another deadly game that Peku and his thugs are playing through the media is that they are floating these stories. Nobody's. This is a Gobel type of democracy, uh, of plan. Hitler's Gobel. They are floating this news, this fake news that the Muslim board is thinking of giving the land back or gift it, and the agents, the Feku's agent is that Mother Chod Ram, that Sri Mother Chod Maharaj. The number, he must have his record of choding, his record of fucking will come after few years, just like Asaram and other people. So these are all news stories planted by the RS, probably by the government of India. So to, you know, if they lose, they want to put a guilt on the Muslim community, that even if they, you know, a guilt that, oh, we should not take this. I don't think anybody should. What do you think? What the fuck do you think? If the Hindu win, do you think they will simply say that, oh, we are guilty, we want to give it, we have big heart, let's make a mosque here? Fuck. Nobody is going to give up anything. Nobody should give up anything. 134 years of case, and the judgment is in the hand of those clowns, those who did not even deliver any justice on the Rafale deal, and let everybody go off the hook. Anil Ambani and nobody. There is no mention of Rafale deal. There is no irregularity. This so I am I will be stunned if the verdict is. And third issue, that even it is possible that after the verdict is read, whether it is in party favor A or favoring B, there is possible that there could be widespread violence, religious violence, sectarian violence, but uh, the price, it does not matter if there is violence, but the price should not be justice. If the cost is violence, that's fine, but the cost should not be justice, because that will really send, and nobody cares, because the world has lost the sympathy for the Muslim community. Very rare, no European nation, no uh, American, North American country, nobody has any sympathy for the Muslims, and uh, you can see how the world is reacting to the issue in Kashmir. So the Muslims have lost their battle. So if the BJP court, Supreme Court, gives the verdict, I don't even think that the Muslims will resort to any violence, because uh, it is a very very bad time for them politically. The second thing that I'm going to quickly address is uh, this Hillary Clinton's accusation that Tulsi Gabbard is a agent, is a third party agent. I think the similar accusation can be made by Trump also. That yes, of course, uh, the Russians are doing it, but it is Hillary Clinton who is asking them to do it. It is possible uh, to bring a Trump-like voice in Democratic Party, uh, but it is very pathetic. Uh, One thing is also clear, that it looks like the entire political spectrum, both Republicans and Democrats in America, are probably so sure that the elections no more are fair, uh, and it can be influenced. Uh, Anything can happen. EVM means every vote for Modi. That's what this guy from, and if that is true, if the most powerful democracy in the world, which is USA, is not sure whether their elections are no more fair, and their voting is an exercise in futility. The elections are screwed up by, and uh, they are, what the Democrats and Republicans are trying to give a message to the world, that Russia is very powerful nation. It is, it's okay, to build, to beat somebody militarily, but to beat a democratic political system of one of the most powerful democracy in the world, and they are 2016 now, 2020. The Russians either must be joking, or if they are, and if they are doing this, then I must commend that they are the most brilliant people. They are the most brilliant manipulators. So, but on that note, I can say that if this is possible in USA, then Peku actually has learned this technique, and according to, if this is true, then I don't see the BJP government losing again in Lok Sabha election ever, unless the opposition party learn to do it even better. This is, the elections in India will always be rigged. If the US elections are doubted by their own political parties, then done. The Indian elections will never ever be won by, in a true way. This is going to be fixed. Peku is going to make sure that his partner, Thug, and then his Thug's partner's son, and then his partner's son's son, the entire, the dynasty, the Peku dynasty, will be even longer than the Congress dynasty, maybe 100 years. And even after 100 years, the country will say, Lord Ram, राम जी की कृपा, राम जी सत्य है, हम भूखे हैं तो क्या हुआ, राम हमारे साथ है. So that is something that is there. I am just going to conclude this and see whether I can publish this, and you guys can, what